The Seattle Mariners' top free agent target this offseason. Let's talk about it. So in today's video, I want to give my most realistic guess on a free agent target that the Seattle Mariners should really go after this offseason. My next video, I will be doing the same thing with a trade target. In my personal opinion, what will be the most accurate and most realistic option for the Mariners to go get. So if you're expecting me to say someone like Christian Walker or Alex Bregman, it's not going to happen because in my mind, those are just very unrealistic options for the Mariners. And not because that they can't go out and spend the money on these players, it's just they choose not to do that. So I'm not even going to bother talking about those players right now. So for my top free agent target that the Seattle Mariners should go after this offseason, I'm going for second baseman Gleyber Torres. As you know, Gleyber is the second baseman for the New York Yankees. He is 27 going into his age 28 season. And this season he posted up a 257, 330, 378 slash line with 15 home runs and 63 RBIs. He played in 154 games, excluding the playoffs, which he's played in every game, I believe. And he made $14.2 million this year. So there's a few reasons why I do believe that this is probably a very accurate target for the Mariners to go get, because he is, one, not too bad in terms of price. He is coming off one of his worst seasons out of his 2022 and 2023 year. 2024 was by far his worst. He had a 114 WRC plus and a 2.6 WAR in 2022 and a 120 WRC plus and a 3.6 WAR in 2023. But in 2024, that did have a little bit of a holdback at 104 WRC plus and a 1.7 WAR. Now, I know most of you guys are saying getting a guy that's coming off a down year is the most Seattle Mariner thing to do, but that is also part of the reason why I do think he is going to be a good free agent pickup for the Mariners if they go out and get him. Another thing, in my personal opinion, that is another reason the Mariners should really go out and get Gleyber Torres this offseason is he's going into, like I said, his age 28 season. And as most people believe and say, that in baseball, your prime years are your age 27 to 29. So if you go out and sign him to a 2-year contract, assuming that you don't pick up the Jorge Polanco option, which we've discussed in previous videos, I do not believe they will do that. Do I think they should? I do, but I also don't think they will. So in turn, you should go out and get Gleyber Torres and sign him to probably like a 2-year, $30 million deal. And also speaking about age, as we know with Adam Frazier, Colton Wong, Jorge Polanco, these are all guys that they went out and got who are on the wrong side of 30. So this would probably be arguably their first second baseman in a long time that has been on the right side of 30 this time. But another reason I think Gleyber Torres would be just fine in a Seattle Mariners uniform is his power. So if you look at his home runs from 2022 and 2023, like I said, he had 24 home runs in 2022 and 25 in 2023. Now, if he played all of those games in T-Mobile Park, he actually would have hit more home runs. He would have had 27 home runs and 28 home runs in those 2 years. Now, in 2024, he did have 15 home runs, but only 12 of those would have been home runs at T-Mobile Park. So you can kind of take that with a grain of salt, whether you consider, will he be fine in T-Mobile? I personally think his power will be just fine in T-Mobile. Again, he's a second baseman. We don't really need him to go out and hit 25, 30 home runs in a season. But just to show you that he does have the power to get it out of the park, he would have had more home runs in those 2 years if he played every single game in T-Mobile and hit every single ball he did in T-Mobile Park. Now let's kind of talk about another reason, and this is where he ranks in Major League Baseball, even when he is having a down year in terms of other second basemen across the league. So in terms of second baseman across the league with a minimum of 200 plate appearances, in terms of WRC+, Gleyber Torres ranked 9th. In terms of WAR, he ranked 12th. In terms of batting average, he ranked 13th. And in terms of RBIs, he was 5th. In terms of runs scored, he was 4th. And in terms of walk percentage, he was 6th. So by no means am I saying when you go out and get someone like Gleyber Torres, you are signing someone like Marcus Semien or, Jose Altuve, Ketel Marte, all those players. But he is a very, very solid player, and he has been for a few years at least. He's played 7 full MLB seasons, and he only has had 1 season where he was below a 100 WRC+, so there is no doubt that Gleyber Torres is a very good baseball player. Now, another thing that I definitely want to discuss is where the Seattle Mariners have ranked the past 3 seasons with, I said, Adam Frazier, Colton Wong, Jorge Polanco, and also some other guys mixed in, like Dylan Moore and guys that, Ryan Bliss that play a few games. Dylan Moore has played a lot of games at second base over the past few years. But this is kind of where the Mariners rank in terms of second baseman WAR over these past few years. So in 2022, in terms of second base WAR, they were at a 1.5, which ranks them 20th in Major League Baseball. While in 2023, they were 21st with a 1.7 second base WAR. And in 2024, they were 20th yet again with a 1.6 WAR out of all their second basemen combined who have played at the second base position this season. So the past 3 years, the Seattle Mariners, out of all their players that have played at second base, have yet to put over a 2-WAR season together, and that is another reason why Gleyber Torres, I believe, would fix this problem. Now, I know you're all waiting for me to say this part, but as we know, Gleyber Torres is definitely not a good defender by any means. He led all of Major League second basemen with 18 errors this past season, which is absolutely brutal. But again, there is nothing that Perry Hill can't fix. And as we've discussed in some previous videos, there are not that great of free agents coming out of this class in 2025. And as we know, the Mariners are not targeting any big name free agents for some unknown reason. But I mean, we're not all surprised, but it is unfortunate to hear this early on that they're not going to be targeting anyone. But Gleyber Torres just seems like the perfect fit for a guy in Seattle. He's not going to cost too much money for their pockets, as we know we have to take into consideration. He's a good baseball player. He's not a great defender, like I said, but I think that is something that he can definitely have fixed in Seattle. We know the Mariners have a very good defensive infield, outfield, catcher, all that stuff. So I think that is definitely something that can be fixed. And his power index, he'll be just fine. He can hit home runs in T-Mobile. He'll be just fine if he becomes a Seattle Mariner. So in my mind, when you put all the pieces together, I think this is one of the most realistic free agent options to come and become a Seattle Mariner this offseason, just because, like I said, he won't cost that much, and as we know, they're going to be playing the money game. So please let me know if you guys think this is definitely a realistic option for the Seattle Mariners to go out and get, or you would just rather them keep Jorge Polanco for the $12 million and probably save a little bit of money here and there. But like I said, Gleyber is also only going into his age 28 season, so he is definitely on the correct side of 30. But otherwise, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.